Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, November 24th, 2025. Update for Tuesday, the 25th. All right, let's go. Well, no setups again tonight. As I was going live, I was thinking about how, I'm always talking about 20 something years, I guess it's 30 something years now ago. I wish somebody would have told me a lot about trading and a lot about the reality of trading. And one big reality is knowing when to sit on your hands. And I'm not going to say making money is easy, but making money is fairly easy when you're a really good trending market. Holding on to the money is not. And that's especially true when you feel like you're trying to make something happen. And who doesn't want cash? Who doesn't need cash? And you feel like you want to pull some money out the market. And now is just not that time. Sit in your hands a little bit. In the general scheme of market time, and you need to think about the market is on its own time frame. A few weeks here and there is not very long of not doing anything. But anyway, I'll show you what I found should you want to do something. Nice little pop today in the golds. Maybe we'll get a new wave there. That would be fantastic. And also, drugs are really shaping up in some of these other areas like health services. We'll take a look at that in just 1 second. A couple of shorts on here tonight. I don't see any reason to go after these. Just want to show you what I'm seeing as I'm seeing them. Kind of interesting that this is a gold and it's setting up on the short side. Long side, some various technology in here, but it's becoming few and far between as far as viable setup. So let's just hold off a little while longer and see what the market brings. Now, again, we could see these drugs set up fairly soon. Let's see what's in the portfolio. Not much, right? KGC, nice little pop there, better than the poke in the eye at TFPM. Good little rally there, too. So far, those recent lows obviously have held, and that's obviously a good thing. Let's take a look at the overall market and drill down a little bit. The P's, it's kind of interesting. We do have an official bow tie to the downside. I think that's as of Friday. Depends on what sort. Yeah, Friday we had a bow tie down, so today would be day 2 of downtrend proper water. Nice little pop today, though. If the market could rally up a little bit more and get above these moving averages, then these moving averages will turn back up and cross right back over. Remember, as soon as the market crosses an EMA, it will turn back up or turn down for downside, obviously. I learned that from Greg Morris. It's mathematics. Take a look at the NASDAQ. Not quite a bow tie to the downside there, but pretty close. Again, if we get a couple of days above the moving averages, and they'll begin to turn up, especially the 10 will eventually catch up. The EMAs will immediately turn back up. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions on that. Take a look at the Rusty. A little bit of a rally there. Better than the poke and the eye. Obviously, it's bow tie to the downside, though. Just I wouldn't rush out and get too excited just yet until the lesson can take out this overhead supply. Market's in the process of finding its way. If you take a look at the S&P 500, a little sideways as of late, a little toppy looking to a little kind of head and shoulder type of top happening there. But, the routine, a couple of big up days would take that out. But certainly consolidating. The other thing I wanted to point out, too, is if you look at your net price change, we haven't made much net price change since September. So that's a couple of months, obviously, of sideways trading, and that's somewhat concerning. Let's take a look at some areas in here. Bitcoin bounced a little today, but it remains at a pretty serious slide. I wouldn't get too excited about that just yet. Gold, the commodity, nice little rally there. So far, the recent low there has held. Ditto for the gold stocks, nice little rally there, too. Let's take a look at metals and mining overall. You can see recently broke down below that pullback low, but now bounced back above it. That's not a reason to get too excited about it, but at least it's stabilizing, at least for now. Broker-dealer recently broke down out of its range, just trying to push back into that range. Biotechnology, look at that, bam, winning all-time highs there. Back to the downside, though. Software, a little bit of a bounce, but it's looking questionable at best. Bow tie to the downside here. I guess the trigger was right there on that. We're now well below that 200 simple moving average. You can see the fence is bow tied to the downside, so that's looking fairly ugly. Back to the upside, major drugs just right at these all-time highs, so that's certainly a good thing. Let's take a look at health services overall. Look at that right here at brand new highs. Not quite all-time highs, but getting pretty darn close. Semiconductors, nice little bounce there. Almost a bow tie to the downside. Again, like the Ps and many other areas, if we can get back above those moving averages, we might have dodged a bullet. But now, again, as you can see by the mixed action, there's a time to let things shake out. sans possibly major drugs, health services, and some of those much, much, much stronger areas that are defying gravity. So let's just sit tight. We'll get some action here fairly soon. And by the way, I use the word action. We're not trading for action. Obviously, we're trading to try to make a little money. But right now, best thing to do is sit on your hands. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much.